So, here we go.
He was filled with childish frustrations and complexes. The police are searching for James Thomas.
Hello, hello, hello. You're listening to Midnight Movie Gang. It is currently 4:35 p.m. Night Movie Gang. I'm Elsie Hines, and I'm here with...
I'm Court.
Here with Court. And today, my lovely partner, Court. I just want to mention, because today, one of the movies we're talking about today is very much about relationships, so that will come up. Yeah, today... Oh. For those of you just tuning in, if this is your first episode, which very well could be, two modern horror films. This is a show where we talk about horror, sci-fi, cult classics, kind of lesser-known type films usually. And today, we're kind of doing a little summer recap of the last few weeks. We go to the movies all the time. We have a nice drive-in theater that we like to go to. This is the last movie we're going to talk. The most recent movie we're going to talk about. We were able to take the dogs to drive-in, so we'll get a little dog review. We took our dogs. This is just like a little roundup of these like weird little horror movies, and we just wanted to talk about them. And so the movies we're talking about today are Together, which is a 2025 supernatural body horror film written and directed by Michael Shanks in his directorial debut. You know what's funny? When I saw the director name Michael Shanks, there's an actor Together. Michael Shanks. There's an actor in the Stargate SG-1 show. You remember that show, Stargate, on Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
One of the the nerd guy, like the professor dude in the crew. The actor's name is Michael Shanks. So when I saw the name, I'm like, wow, Daniel from Stargate SG-1 directed a horror movie, but it is in fact a different Michael Shanks. It's a young looking British dude. It's that man, that little freak made Together. And then the other movie we're talking about today is Weapons, which is a 2025 mystery horror film written, co-produced, and directed by Zach Krieger. This is his second film. His first film was Barbarian, which both of us are not the hugest fan of, but that'll kind of come up more when we get to talk about that movie. And I'm assuming, do you want to talk about Together first? Just because?
Yeah, I have more to say about Together.
Yeah, same. Probably will be. I also just had more time to digest Together. What do you think of this poster? Folks at home, we're looking at the Wikipedia poster.
It's a good poster. I like it. I like how they're looking at each other.
Yeah.
I like the font of Together. Something I want to say right off the bat about this movie. Neon. This is me appealing to you right now. If you like our podcast, please get in touch so we can have one of those Together hoodies.
Yeah, send a big old Together hoodie.
If you guys haven't seen it on TikTok, there's a couple of horror creators that Neon sent them a hoodie. It's like a conjoined couple hoodie that says Together on it.
A two-headed
and
hoodie.
It's so fucking sick because it just it plays into the movie. It's so good, and I want one.
Yeah,
I want us to have one.
And we can cuddle on the couch and watch movies in it. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. And it's two. It's not one giant hoodie.
It is two hoodies sewn together.
The hoodie looks really cute.
Yeah.
I definitely want one. We'll look up how much this is after. This movie Together, basically, first thing to ask is so your history with this movie, what do you remember when you first saw the trailer? What were kind of some of your expectations going into it? What's your history with Alison Brie and Dave Franco in general? And, tell me you're leading up to this movie. How were you feeling about it?
Well, I was really excited for this horror movie because I thought the trailer was really good. It didn't give away the thing of the movie, which was really helpful because I feel like a lot of the time the American trailers give away the plot too often. But in this one, nothing was given away. It was really creepy. The visuals looked horrifying, and I just wanted to see what was going on. I know Alison Brie from Community most notably. I think a lot of people know her most notably from Community. Mm-hmm. And I know Dave Franco from just being a silly little guy.
Just being a dude out there. Just being the
notably 21 Jump Street. like sometimes what plays in my head on a loop is him like at the end of the movie being like, I made you a friendship bracelet. And like, I don't know, that's just so funny. But anyway, these two actors, I didn't realize until you told me that they're married
Right before
in real life.
right before we saw the movie, like literally like right before we
Which
walked
I think
through the
is
theater.
right, which I think is really cute. They're both comedy actors in my mind, so this was really exciting to see them in something like more serious, because I hadn't seen either of them in something more serious. And I think that them being real life married brought a lot to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They have the chemistry of people who are real life married, and I can say that because we are almost real life married.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a thing where it's like, yeah, you can just tell they have the natural flow of people who just have like known each other for years, and it's a thing too where it's like, while watching the movie, I feel like from maybe the trailer and maybe the synopsis, or like looking at it from the outside, this kind of can look like a very typical like a lot of like movies that focus on romances or whatever. If it's a romantic comedy or anything, it's like the guy is unmotivated and she has to pick him up and
Yeah.
stuff, and it is that like on the surface, but because I think of the chemistry and kind of the weight that these actors, because of their pre-existing relationship, are able to bring to it, to me it doesn't feel typical.
yeah,
Like this relationship is on the rocks, but something with the movie, and people could disagree with me, I never thought that it was beyond saving.
yeah.
It was a thing where it's like, yeah, maybe like one way they could head out is they break up, but like maybe what's it called?
They didn't seem like two people who were gonna break up.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they
They didn't seem like two people who should break up. They just seemed like two people who needed to figure stuff out. More so him than
Yeah.
her. Like, he just needed to get his own head out of his own ass.
He needed to go to therapy and be on some kind of medication.
and, like, take some accountability for his own actions.
Yeah.
Which men find impossible to do.
Yeah.
Even when it's easy. So, something that I think is really fun about this movie, and by fun, I'm using fun ironically, is something that I think will go over a lot of men's heads, but the whole reason why they end up in the together situation is his fault.
Yeah, 100%.
And I talked to you about this after we watched the movie, but that is just like a very common thing in heterosexual relationships, is the man like storms ahead and says he knows what he's doing, and inevitably he does not know what he's doing, and he causes harm or even death upon his partner. There have been numerous instances of men like not knowing what the fuck they're doing, taking their female partners out on like hikes that they were not prepared for, and the whole time she's just like, yeah, we shouldn't be doing this, and he's like, nah, it's fine.
Nah, fuck it, I got it. I'm not kidding.
Like, I think last year, there was a man who took his partner on a whitewater rafting trip, and it was like the conditions were not correct, and she was like, hey, like, this seems a little scary, and she died. Like, he capsized the boat and she died and he lived. Like, this kind of shit happens in real life all the time, where like men's own hubris like causes the downfall of their partners. And like, yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Please, incels, bring all the hate comments. Bring your Star Wars hate comments. Fuel me.
I mean, if they're mad, it's because they know it's true.
Yeah, no, for real. And to comment on that, yeah, like some of the So first off, this movie hasn't had as much of a splash as I wanted it to. Like a lot of my movies,
I think it'll be one of those like once it's out on streaming, like people start to see it, like Saltburn.
Yeah, it'll have a delayed effect like that.
Yeah,
for sure. It's just a lot of my movie guys that I was excited to hear reviews of. They haven't posted reviews of it, so like whatever that says.
Well, I think this movie also doesn't resonate for people who have long-term healthy relationships.
You said
as much
doesn't resonate.
It doesn't resonate with people who don't have.
Yeah.
Who like haven't experienced like a long-term relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is not like a movie for like the like single cinema guy.
Yeah, that's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
It's not Letterboxd core for sure.
Right. Like, it's not like single dude who's really into movies.
Yeah, it definitely, like, how do I put it? Yeah, I don't know most of what I've seen as far as like the splash I have seen to this movie is people, mostly women who took their boyfriend, kind of like a Barbie effect, and
Yeah.
that like men just really don't like it, or like, why'd you take me to that? That movie was stupid, kind of thing. It's like,
Well, it's because men can't have a single critical thought.
exactly. And yeah, no, it is a kind of movie that I guess, yeah, thinking about it, definitely if you're in a rocky relationship, or like I wouldn't call this like a first date movie. It's the public reaction that I've seen, is definitely, yeah, a lot of men like just not absorbing what the movie's trying to say. But also, I have to flip my. But also, there are definitely plenty of people, like the people who got the movie though. Like, there's definitely positive reactions out there as well, and definitely a lot of. I love like a lot of the reactions like from the queer community, and like the as far as like a lot of people thinking like, why would a combo of Dave Franco and Allison Brie be that ugly? Spoiler, which it is. It's not a spoiler for the end of this movie, by the way. I guess I already skipping there, but at the end, I looked it up afterwards. It's not like a third actor they brought in. It's I don't know. So basically, it's Allison Brie who's physically there, and they had her wearing kind of like an in between wig, and then they used some like digital like morphin thing to like blend her and hit her and Dave Franco's face.
I mean, that's kind of what I figured had happened, because that's what it looked like.
Yeah. But what was I saying? But yeah, no. But outside of the messaging of this movie, though, I think there's still, even if I was single, I think I would still enjoy the movie just based off of like the genre elements alone, and like kind of the horror ones, because like outside of the core, like inside this movie, at the core of it is like a well done, just like drama and character study like about long-term relationships. But anywho, but outside of that, I think if as a single movie viewer, I think I would still just enjoy it for the genre elements alone, because like there's a lot of really great body horror, a lot of great practical effects.
True.
Which we both, how we both feel about practical effects.
Love them.
There's like a lot of really creepy like on-selling moments. There's great camera work. But yeah, on a technical level, obviously I enjoyed all the themes and like the dramatic elements in the writing, but on a technical level, it's also just like a really cool, fun, put together like little horror movie, which is kind of both of these movies really.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, so just breaking into the plot a little bit, Wikipedia doesn't say it here, but the movie starts with two dogs that like fell into the cave, that are like exploring the cave.
Yeah.
And the two dogs drink from the.
Well, the two dogs are there because they're the search canines.
Yes, they're searching
for a missing couple.
A missing couple, which is Chekhov's missing couple, who we know are going to come up later. We see pictures of them repeatedly throughout the movie.
Right.
And these two dogs find this cave, which reminded me a lot of the cave from Annihilation.
Yeah.
It's really organic and everything's like sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had some.
It looks living.
It looks living, yeah, like clearly. And there's a big pool with like big weird veins coming out of water.
Yeah, it's like gonna give you diseases if you drink it.
100%. The movie never something I appreciate about. I don't need to know the origin of the weird together water. No. Like in my head, it looks like maybe some kind of alien thing or mutation or whatever. Yeah. Like in my head, it is a sci-fi thing as opposed to like a magic thing. Yeah. But like it doesn't matter for like the sake of the story. I feel like if we get it together too, they're probably going to explain like years ago an asteroid fell.
I don't think this movie will get a sequel.
Nah.
I feel like it's pretty self-contained.
Yeah, it's pretty button-ended, like pretty close to the end. Although I think a lot of people would love to see the conversation that they have with the parents at the end. Like, what are you saying? Yeah. But the movie opens with these two dogs, and we're kind of following these two dogs. It's very The Thing. It's a big old The Thing reference. It's kind of wearing the inspo on its sleeve. Like one of these dogs straight up just looks exactly like the dog from the opening of The Thing. Yeah. And these dogs are like staring at each other weird. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like they start vibrating before they kind of start going crazy. And we only see we get like a creepy shot of, I think it's the dad comes down to the barn. Yep.
Because they're making crazy noises.
Yeah, because they're making crazy noises. And like we slowly reveal, like he pulls up the flashlight, and we only see it for a second, which I appreciate them like only showing for a second, as far as like they're kind of saving it like a little
Yeah.
Like we see like the two-headed dog mutant thing for like half a second. You know, we get
And it's scary.
it's scary, and we get what's coming. Yeah, and then we cut to basically so Millie Wilson is getting.
Yeah, so she's a teacher, and she is teaching at a new elementary school, so she's got to do a big move, and he is choosing to go, her partner is choosing to go with her. He's a musician, and he's like, he needs therapy because his parents recently died.
In a very like...
In a very violent way.
A very violent way. He found them in a very traumatic way.
Yeah.
And he's really traumatized by it.
Yeah. And so there's this big party. It's like his going away party with all their friends. And you can tell that this is a man that does not want to move with his partner and do the next step. Mm-hmm. But he's just going along with it. And she proposes to him at that party. And then in front of everybody. And then he just fucking stumbles over his fucking words.
He's like, what? Like, are you serious?
Yeah. And then it doesn't go well.
It's so awkward.
It's
so painfully awkward.
And then it just cuts to them later.
Yeah. Just really setting the precedent for where this relationship is at. Yeah. But basically, he just like needs to grow up. It's a combination of him needing to grow up, but also like I think it would start with like him like processing his trauma.
Yeah.
And like beginning to process his trauma and like realize that like like you said, take responsibility for like what he's bringing into the bullshit.
Right.
But yeah, no. So like the party, it's super awkward. We cut pretty quickly to them moving to this gorgeous house.
I don't know how they're affording that on her teacher salary.
So I think the little bit of the school that we see, it does seem like it's like a big fancy school, but even like it seems like she's the only one bringing in any real money.
Right.
But even with that being like a new teacher at a big fancy elementary school, the house
is like at least $1 million.
It's massive.
It's huge.
The house clout in this movie in general, like there's another house later in this movie which is like, for us in particular, like even cuter, that has like a cabin vibe, which we'll get to. So they moved to this house early on, and let's see, they what's up?
We went past that.
Went past it. Let's see. Millie proposes.
Then there's they're hiking.
I think this skips where we're looking at the Wikipedia, folks. I think it skips when she meets Jamie. I want to make sure that we catch. We're with Alison Brie at the school, and she's in the teacher's lounge, and she meets another teacher at the school. This teacher Jamie, who I didn't trust for a fucking second.
Yeah, he seems suspicious immediately.
Yeah, he's taken like a lot of interest in Alison Brie and in her partner, and just like really wanting to be intrusive on their lives. They're hiking near their new home. Alison Brie and Dave Franco, and they fall into a cave during a really bad rainstorm.
Now, I will say about this scene, you really got to suspend your disbelief with this scene. Mm-hmm. Because they're hiking in this storm, they fall into this terrifying cave, and then they're just like, let's just camp here for the night.
Let's just stay here.
And they're not worried at all about creatures or nothing. And then Tim is like, you know what we should definitely do? We should definitely drink this scary still water. It's not even running water. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, not that running water is safe, but like a lot of people think running water is safe. Mm-hmm. But it's just still water in this creepy ass cave. And he's just like, I'm going to drink it. And then he does. Yeah.
Wikipedia says that they both drink it, but I'm pretty sure that...
She drinks it after.
She does too? Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But part of it is the fact that he drinks a shit ton and he drinks it first.
Yeah, he drinks more of it, yeah.
And then he starts talking about his dead parents. And it's like really weird. His mom was really mentally ill. And I don't know how to describe it.
Basically, like we kind of see him recalling his memory of like finding his parents' bodies. Like he remembers, because it's a callback earlier to when they first move into the house, like disgusting. See, they find like a huge rat's nest of a bunch of rats fused together.
It's a rat king.
Yeah, a rat king. And he's telling the story to Alison Brie because of the smell of the decaying rats, and like reminded him of like the smell of his decaying parents as he found them, and just real messed up. Another crazy thing that happens in this cave before they leave. there's some pretty cool, interesting, like, I don't know if you want to call them hallucination sequences.
Yeah.
Where the environment gets really crazy. Like, there's a part where Tim wakes up and he's clearly having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And he's like breathing heavily, he's heaving, and the whole cave is like moving with him, like a big lung or something.
Yeah, it's very creepy.
It's really creepy, and in the theater, it was like definitely like worth it for like the theater experience. Like, it felt very encompassing. Like, I felt like I was in this damn cave. Yeah, there's a couple of scary.
And then, so when they wake up that morning, their legs are stuck together, and it's like really painful.
Yeah.
And then when they tear their legs apart from each other, you can see that his leg is more damaged than hers, which is like showing that he is more affected by it than she is.
Yeah.
Like, it's more he is fusing to her instead of them fusing equally together.
Yeah.
And he just like keeps having these like weird panic attack hallucination sequences where he just like can't be separated from her.
Exactly. Like, he's like, his body like forces him to go to her. Like, part of it's sexual too. He's just like hella horny and like.
Yeah, and it's very weird.
Yeah, at first it's pretty much like just him being affected. But yeah, I'm trying to think as far as yeah, he's having these episodes.
And then Jamie shows up.
Yep, and then Jamie shows up at their house, for like a little dinner.
Yeah.
And talks like about their relationship a little bit, and he drops some like creepy hints about like, you just have each other, and as long as you have love, and
Yeah.
And he's just like being really cryptic, and like
he talks about the weird church.
Oh yeah, yes, that's the most important info. Yeah, like tells them, because in this cave there's like weird like church there's the weird bells.
Yeah.
Which there's a prop right there, potentially. But there's these weird bells. There was this creepy church that it was a cult. He doesn't say it, but like implies like there was a cult that was there. And
and Tim calls it a cult.
Yeah.
But Jamie's like, not a cult, just people who all believe in something or whatever.
Exactly, just a fun club of people fusing people. But Jamie explains it's a New Age church where it caved in. Millie. Yeah, so the crazy scene. Millie drops Tim off at the train station because before they moved there, he got a gig to like cover for like to play a concert in New York City, and he's waiting for the train because he also can't drive. He established like he never got his license.
Yeah, which is another point of like contention in their relationship because he can't drive, but then he's mad when like she can't like drop him off at places at the exact time he wants to be dropped off. It's like, well, she's got a job.
Yeah.
Like, she's got to go to her job.
You got to fucking problem solve, Tim. Got to fucking sign up for some driver's ed classes.
But he like has a panic attack as the train is coming, and he's like hallucinating, and then he just like runs to her workplace and is like in this weird, scary trance.
Yeah.
And then they go to
a children's bathroom.
A children's bathroom, and they're in a stall together, and they have sex, and it's weird. And then their genitals are stuck together.
Yeah, and then a child comes into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be as quiet. And this is like one of the most, how do I call it?
It was so uncomfortable.
I was gonna say, I don't want to say scary, but tense scenes in the movie.
So uncomfortable because like you see the little kid's shoes like in front of the bathroom stall, and like
they're just trying to be as quiet as possible.
Right. And then they separate themselves. And it's like really painful, but the student had went and got Jamie, and so Millie has Tim like stand on the toilet seat so no one can see the second pair of shoes. But then Millie like talks to Jamie, and Jamie like she says it's like women's problems, and she's bleeding, so he like believes her. But then Tim like steps off the toilet seat, and like at the same time Jamie like you definitely see that Jamie sees the shoes
like he 100% caught it,
right? So then you're like, oh my god, like this woman could literally get like
arrested.
She could get like
jail time.
Yeah, she could be like on a sex offender list for this. Like this is like
both of them.
But like her whole career would be done.
100%. Everything she's worked for just like down the toilet.
Oof.
Yeah, no.
Horrifying. It was a very tense scene.
Yeah, no. After the scene,
and then Millie goes to his house to apologize to Jamie to kind of like test the waters.
See like how much he saw / like try to like if he did see it, like she would probably just like if like try to bribe him, pay him something,
Right.
anything, like just to try to patch things up.
Right.
But he's like he's playing as if he didn't see it. And then we see in the house, like immediately, like as soon as we were in this house, we saw a picture of like two motherfuckers that kind of look like him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's a fusion. he's a polymerization. Also like, the way he's talking about, like, yes, like, you know, what is it, like, I got used to, like, what is it, I started to miss the fights and the disagreements and the this or whatever, but, like, I stepped away from that. And then we also see a shot of, like, he's got, like, two rings on one
hand, right, which,
on one ring finger.
Right, which makes it seem like his partner died. Makes it seem like his husband died.
Yeah, that's what they're
like the vibe is like, oh, like he wears both because his husband is dead.
Yeah.
And then Millie looks out the window and sees Tim, because Tim is in another one of those episodes, trying to get to her.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. After spotting a disoriented Tim outside, yes. But what's it called? Oh yeah, no. And another thing with the scene that's important is, and something to bring up in a lot of the imagery of this movie, he talks about like the Greek theory that like everybody is like, originally every being was two people, like everybody had two heads, 4 arms, 4 legs, and that, like, you know, we spend eternity looking for each other's half type deal.
No, it's that humans were two beings, like you said, but then the gods like decided that was too powerful, so we were split into two beings, forever cursed to find your other half, to like wander the earth trying to find your other half, because if you're taking all that time to find your other half, then you're not as powerful, like you don't have time to be powerful. So the whole point is that like your soulmate is really supposed to be like in your body with you, basically.
The basis of their weird fusion cult, pretty much. It's real creepy. Jamie's from this point on, like, well, we pretty much called it, like, yep, he's fusion. Tim visits a doctor. Prescribes him the muscle relaxants, which is an
Valium.
The Valium, which is an important, like, I really like how they use these drugs, like, in service of the plot, as far as like it pauses the fusion, you know, like, and there's like, honestly, like, one of my favorite scenes, just like when they later on, like when their arm fuses together and they're like taking as many pills as they can to stop it, just like real interesting. Anyway, so Tim is the doctor, and then Tim, for a little bit, Tim goes on a bit of an investigation. He does a little bit of digging on the couple that went missing.
Yep.
And he thinks that, like, if he finds the couple, goes back to the cave, then he'll have some answers. What's it called? Yeah, and then that night, we kind of get the scene that I was talking about, where they get fused together. At first, Allison Brie, there's a really creepy scene where she's like levitating against the window. Yeah. And she's like vibrating against the window, and it's just through the pane glass too, through the stained glass. It's just a lot of really cool imagery in this movie. Like, both these movies we're talking about, just like low budget, but like they get a lot of it through like really creative camera work. I felt a lot of Evil Dead in this movie, personally. That was
one of my favorite scenes was earlier when she's driving and he's in the shower, and every time she takes a turn, like, his body slams into the shower. Yeah. Because like he's cyclically linked to her, but like can't, like, he's in a trance. It's very cool and weird. Yeah. But yeah, that scene where they're both like, their bodies are inching down the hallway towards each other and like they're contorting in weird ways is like so scary. Yeah. But then it is kind of Evil Dead like, where like with the pills, and where they're just like trying really hard to separate themselves. Like, there's like a really funny, like, it's kind of funny where they're just like, there's a lot of humor in it despite it being like super gruesome.
Yeah. Horror and comedy really do go hand in hand in that sense. Like, I forget, I was like, I think it was an interview with Jordan Peele where he was talking about like the way to get a good comedy and a good scare is kind of the same pathway. Like, it's about like surprise, you know, like building up the tension and surprise.
But yeah, they are like fusing together. The pills, they realize that the Valium tends to like pause it, basically, and then their arms become fused, and then they pass out, and then when they wake up, Millie is like getting ready to saw the arms apart, and Tim is like, fuck no, we can't be doing this. And there's another funny scene where Millie's like, well, would you rather it be like worse? And she says something that she says earlier in the movie that when she said it earlier in the movie, she meant their relationship, but now she means their physical togetherness. She's just like, it will be easier if we separate now than later.
Yeah.
And she says that in the beginning, and she means it like it would be easier to just like split up now instead of having additional issues later when like, because like you're deeper in. But she says it in this situation to mean like it's better for us to saw our arms apart than to saw like our torsos apart later.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a really funny parallel. There's a lot of weird parallels in this movie. Like they walk side by side in certain ways. Also,
they're dressed the same.
all of the couples in this movie are dressed very similar, which is really cool. I think.
No, there's a lot of really smart decisions, like with the costume choices and the wardrobe. I'm excited to. So definitely, both these movies, I'm excited to rewatch when they come out on digital.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of things that like it's gonna be like a Nope situation where like there's gonna be like, oh shit, it was in the clouds the whole time.
Right.
You know. But anywho. Yeah, Tim tied to the chair, fusel him. Yep, they cut the chair, and then we get like my favorite little moment of like comedy or something. There is definitely, it's like this is such a couple thing.
Yeah.
Like when after they saw their arm off, and it's like a comedic cut where they're both like having a snack in their bloody destroyed kitchen.
Yep.
And like Tim like offers her, like without saying anything, he just like offers her the snack a little bit, and she's like, no, like waves her hand at it.
Yeah.
And he like nods his head like, yeah, okay, and like without saying anything. And it was such like we've done that so much.
Yeah.
Where
like after like a tough task.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, ugh.
You're just in that mode. Is like, it was really funny. Just like definitely just like a thing. Yeah, I just related to so far is like, oh, this is like just so well written or well acted. Whoever's
and it's like written by people who have clearly been in a couple and know that dynamic very well.
The director and writer of this movie apparently based, which who knows what this is, but like he based a lot of the movie on his experience with his ex. So
yeah,
whatever that could say. Maybe this is his way of saying like, I would have been a fusion with you.
Oh.
But anywho, Simon and Carrie. Yeah. So
then they're on a separate mission now.
Yeah, they divide and conquer.
Well, no. Because Tim wasn't supposed to go.
Oh yeah, no, she did. She wanted Tim to just stay at the house.
Right, because he was gonna go do stupid shit again.
Yeah. And she decides to go get answers from Jamie, and he promises her that. Is that not what happened?
No.
Let's see.
She needs to get her keys.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, because they're gonna go to the hospital. Yes.
But she needs to get her keys. And she's like, Tim, you need to stay here. Don't be going in that creepy cave to investigate shit. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he goes into the creepy cave, and he regrets it.
Yeah, he regrets it bad. Just talking a little bit about like, that next scene. Tim finds the hikers, and they're fused together in like a weird, like creepy double mutant thing. They look like they're in pain.
They look similar to how the dogs looked, where it wasn't like a union, it was like a mash together. Yeah,
which we learn pretty much about it in the next scene, as far as like basically it seems like if it is not like a mutual like if there is any resistance from either side during the fusion, it can result in one of these mutants type deal. Because in the next, well, it's cut together with this scene as well, so we see both sides of it. Millie enters Jamie's house, and there's like a creepy videotape of Jamie's wedding, quote unquote, and it shows like the two men that kind of look like him, like the cultists are going down into the weird cave. They drink the water, type deal, and they start to fuse together. And Jamie comes out revealing that he's a fusion person, and that like you'll love it, like just give in type deal.
Right, you'll be happier. You're gonna become whole with Tim and Millie together.
Yeah, apparently TikTok has couple dubbed them Tilly.
That's cute.
Yeah. Or Mim. But Tilly's the common one. But finds it. They are much happier after becoming whole, and implores Mo to complete the fusion process. She resists. He cuts her arm in the same way his constituents had their arms cut in the tape before she escapes. So he what's it called? she hits him, and like it doesn't mention it here, but like she hits him, and his face like demorphs a little bit. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So like clearly, yeah, there is something as far as like being a fusion maybe makes you like unstable in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be like like a totally unnatural. It is a totally unnatural. But at the very least, this movie doesn't show us like any direct negative effects of like being a correctly formed fusion person.
Yeah.
So that's that. I mean, that's where maybe like if they would ever do a sequel, or maybe like a director explains kind of the like maybe we would see down the line some like negative long term effects. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. But God,
Hello.
so annoying. Can you still hear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can only hear in one ear now, though. It's better than none. But anyway, yeah. So Jamie shows up in the neighborhood. Yeah. Millie drops. Oh, this is
Yeah.
my phone flipped so far back. Yeah. So Millie reunites with Tim in the driveway. They tell each other what's going on. And yeah. Tim prepares to commit suicide by slitting his throat to save Millie. And then right before he's about to cut his throat, he sees that her wound from Jamie cutting her arm is about to kill her. And then she passes out. And then we get the crazy ending where basically she wakes up and Tim...
Yeah. She wakes up... Yeah, continue. Sorry.
She wakes up and Tim has fused their arms together over her wound in order to save her. And basically they kind of agree to like, okay, let's just do this.
Let's just give in.
Let's just give in. There's no way to beat it.
But it's really sad because she was like, why didn't you just let me die, basically? And he just couldn't let that happen.
Yeah.
Like, she was hoping to be dead. Like, she did not want to do this.
Yeah. She wanted, yeah. It seemed to you like she was really unhappy with it?
Well, I just think that, like, when she woke up, she was upset that he didn't just let her die.
Yeah. Against her wishes. But yet, accepting their fate, the two affirm their mutual love and slow dance. The two become one, embracing as they fuse into a singular being. Yeah, and it's a pretty crazy ending. Yeah, no, the fact that like, when their eyeballs fuse together, that's the...
It's so scary!
Yep. And a lot of this transformation scene is CG, but it's clear that, like, it's where they spent the money as far as it's the biggest VFX shot in the movie, and, like, it looks...
It looks good.
It looks good. I wanted to say cool, but it's like it's effective. It looks crazy. But yeah, no, they fuse together. Their eyeballs fuse together. We were saying that like if this happened to us, we'd want to be butt to butt, back to back.
Yeah.
That'd be the
because then it's like less of the most painful parts.
Just thinking awkward wise, like just the eyeballs fusing together.
The eyeball. That's what I mean. Like that seems like it would be really painful.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a good time. None of it would be a good time. But yeah, so then we get a little bit of a time skip to like the next day when Millie's parents are coming to visit. We see the parents come up to the door, and then we get revealed real quick Tilly going, "Hey," and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
And that's where we.
Well, and also that they have the bell.
Oh yeah. Now they have the cult bell outside of their house, which we don't know if Jamie put that up there. We don't know if they probably put it up there. I guess after being like, oh, now we're whole. But yeah, that was together, and yeah, it was a fun time. Like I said, like I want to rewatch it. I think that it is a solid, like, yeah, if you like are in or have experienced like a long, relatively healthy relationship, like as far as like, you know, the struggles and like a lot of the conflicts that occur within the couple and the power dynamics that occur within this couple, this movie are just so common. And I feel like so relatable amongst like long-term couples that we both know that like I think it's a very, it's just like a really intelligently written. It's I've been describing to people this movie is Marriage Story meets The Thing. Which there's also a Fly reference in here, isn't there? I feel like I'll put on a second watch. I remember there being like a little Fly reference. But yeah, props. What are you taking?
I'm taking Jamie's house.
Jamie's whole ass house?
Yeah, because that house was sick as fuck.
That house did rip. It did rip indeed.
What are you taking?
I'm taking... I'm taking Tim's audio desk. His little, because there's a scene where we just see him like recording some shit for a second, and he's got like a really big, like nice desk and like a mixer and like really cool backlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's aesthetic. I want his audio desk, but actually, as far as like what I think would kind of, I actually really liked the design of Jamie's like double ring.
Oh yeah.
Like how it's kind of like connected in the middle. It was like a little thing. Like
Yeah.
I thought the double ring was pretty cool. Like I'd like that like on a, maybe like on display or something, or like
Yeah.
wear it around even. I don't know, in silver maybe, because it was gold in the movie, like maybe a silver version. But yeah, as far as like I really like that ring.
Yeah.
So, double ring, so I'll probably take that. Yeah. So yeah, that was Together. Check it out.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year.
Thus far, yeah. I'm gonna have to look back as far as like I want to see how. I feel like this summer started off pretty weak as far as like some of the early stuff we saw. We didn't see Heretic here. No, I thought we had. What was the first? Was Bring Her Back the first thing we saw here?
Might have been.
Yeah, Bring Her Back was kind of a letdown. We saw something else that was kind of lukewarm. I'm trying to remember what it was. Or we saw Final Destination was fun, but it was, cheesy. But yeah, I feel like, this and Weapons definitely like show a significant kind of upgrade, and we have some more horror movies coming as well. But talking about Weapons, yeah. So Weapons, mystery horror film directed by Zach Krieger, director of Barbarian. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you were expecting going in. Some of your brief thoughts about maybe Barbarian. Your thoughts on Julia Gardner. Just like how are you feeling going into this movie?
Well, I love Julia Garner. I like that she's in a lot of stuff now.
She's a great
She is. I really liked her in Ozark. I was excited for this movie because supernatural kid stuff is always creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't like Barbarian. Barbarian is a huge hit among people like us who love horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't like Barbarian.
We're the outliers.
I know. I just didn't like Barbarian. But that didn't mean that I wasn't going to like this. I mean, some of the people who did Barbarian also did Companion, which was a movie I loved.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into this pretty excited about it. I will say I didn't love the, like, kid narration.
Opening? You weren't a fan of that?
No,
well, it
because,
bookends the movie, actually.
Yeah, like, I don't, it just is, like, pretty cheesy. And they also, in the very beginning, they were like, yeah, so you'll never find anything about this in the news because they covered it all up. And it was like, okay, well, you didn't have to say all that, Like, I know this is fake.
And it was all a true story. Honestly, actually, I'm pretty sure the first time I saw the trailer for this, like, it was presented, or, like, there was an early ad that was presented, like, a little news bulletin thing about the kids going missing, and I remember thinking, like, wait, what? This happened?
I feel like they didn't follow through with that marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they kind of, like, left it as like, it kind of reminded me of, I was talking about District 9 the other day. Like, a lot of the early advertising for District 9 was the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, they were trying to sell it as, like, a real-ass documentary. Yeah, which this movie is not at all. It's, like, it's a movie, and it's, interesting. As far as, like, my thing going into, the trailer, I really liked the trailer. I loved how it didn't show anything. But yeah, Barbarian was a big letdown for me. I think mainly it was just, like, I think Barbarian had an amazing setup.
Yeah.
Like, on the first 30 minutes of that movie, I honestly think are, like, just an incredible horror set. Like, they could have gone
Anywhere.
And going into the basement was scary. Which, by the way, Zach Krieger must have a fundamental fear of basements. Because he loves
a basement.
He loves a scary basement, which is fair because I think basements be fundamentally scary. Yeah, no, the really the payoff of Barbarian, or like what the thing ended up being to me, was just like so uninteresting. Like didn't really like go anywhere. Whereas like in this movie, I think there is a perfect balance of like once they reveal to you what the thing is, and you kind of put it together, they tell you just enough to get it, but they leave enough out for you to like kind of fill in yourself, or like they give you everything you need, because like, yeah, spoiler alert, just talking about spoilers, like it's a witch.
Right.
It literally it's an old.
It's like a classic witch story of like a witch stealing the youth of the kids.
Exactly. Like it's literally like this witch has like a magic tree, a magic what's it called, the little
It's kind of like a bonsai tree.
bonsai. That's it. Yeah, a little magic evil bonsai tree that she can use to possess people and make them do the Naruto run, yeah, she's on and I think a part of it is like what keeps it fresh is like it's presented in a pretty grounded way.
Yeah.
As far as like it's not the magic and stuff isn't like flashy.
Yeah.
In the sense of like when because literally it's like she has these like nasty little tree branches that like she wraps hair and blood around and stuff and she does things with, but there aren't any like lights or like poofing magic or whatever. It's like she just does it and then
No, it's like a little ritual thing.
It's a little ritual thing. She does it and the effect happens and you don't see her like literally sucking the life out of people. It's like it's played pretty straight.
Yeah.
And not only that, like this woman who plays, which I thought she was fantastic. It's funny that I'm talking about this right now because like it happens so much later in the movie. But like, this woman is terrifying. Amy Madigan. Madigan?
Yeah.
Amy Madigan. Oh, I've seen her and stuff. Wait a minute. This is the picture. We're looking at her picture on Wikipedia, 1989. She's like. I'm gonna have to look at her filmography.
Oh, she was on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at her her filmography here. Yeah, it looks like she's been in like a lot of romantic comedies and like dramas and stuff. Interesting. It doesn't look like she's done any kind of like horror work before, which I know, but yeah, I found her really unsettling in this movie. I found it like in and out of her like because she has this like goofy aunt persona that's like really exaggerated and she wears these like super bright clothes, but then behind closed doors like she like has this just like creepy mean old woman like on Spider and on Sponge from fucking James and the Giant Peach, kind of vibe. Like just like a really nasty older woman. And she's terrifying, I think, in all regards. And I think like she to me is a much better payoff and a much better villain character than the basement woman in Barbarian.
Yeah,
Really
I'd agree.
is kind of what it comes down to me. And like it stays unsettling once they still show you. And I'm excited to rewatch the movie because like before that reveal, I'm sure there's more that like we would have picked up on. Also, one more thing. Talking a little bit briefly, we saw this at the drive-ins, and we saw it at the worst screen at this drive-ins. There was another screen that was very visible that like the glare was bothering me so much, and this movie has a lot of very dark scenes. Like there's a lot of scenes that just happen in like rooms with no illumination, and I think that like the way that we saw it did a lot of those scenes a bit of a disturbance. Where it's like where it's like I really couldn't tell at certain points what was going on, but like for the most part, like it was still really effective. I'm excited to watch it again. But back to the movie itself.
Yeah, so basically in the middle of the night at 2:17 a.m., almost all of the kids from this one elementary school classroom like get up out of bed and leave their houses, and they never come back. And it's 17 kids in an 18-kid classroom.
Yeah.
The teacher is played by Julia Gardner, and she has no idea what happened, and only one student is left, and he says that he has no idea what happened. And his name is Alex, and he's the only kid that this didn't happen to. And so no one knows what's going on. The police can't figure it out. The school closes for like a month, and then the school eventually has to reopen. They never find the kids. The principal puts the teacher, Miss Gandy, on leave because the community has been like really aggressively blaming her for what happened. They are convinced that the teacher had something to do with it, that she like somehow convinced them to all run away or something.
If it was a male teacher, he'd be totally fine.
Yeah, probably. And so she's put on leave, and it's very clear that she's like a very passionate teacher. There's mention a couple times of like her having quote unquote like unprofessional behavior, being like she took a student home, like she drove a student home to their house because their parent didn't pick them up, and she's hugged a student before, which are things that like in the modern world are not allowed because of the abuses of some people who have done those things. Like the reason why teachers can't do that stuff is because some teachers in the past have abused their role as teachers and abused children. So like those are things that you're not allowed to do, but it doesn't mean that like she would have abused those kids.
Yeah, no, it's very clear that she never can. She's not a malicious person. Like she genuinely cares, and in the way that like I do agree, like quote unquote, if quote unquote if I were a parent, quote unquote, that might make me a bit uncomfortable, but in the sense that like,
but it also makes sense. Like
yeah.
the kid doesn't have a ride home, so the teacher brought him home. Like that in an ideal world, that's not weird.
That's true. Yeah.
But the problem is we don't live in an ideal world,
Yeah.
and so those are boundaries that we can't cross.
Yeah, people that would have like abused that boundary. That's why they exist. Yeah.
Right. And so basically she is like drunk texting her ex-boyfriend, who's a stupid fucking cop.
Yeah. The biggest piece of shit in this movie, or one of the biggest pieces of shit.
And throughout this part, we are getting everything from her point of view. And throughout the movie, we switch point of views. We get a different person's point of view every time, and we never switch back to the original points of view.
Yeah.
So once we see Justine's point of view, Miss Gandy's point of view, we never go back to her. And so she's like drunk texting her ex-boyfriend. They kind of hook up again. He's a cop. And then there's a parent, Archer, who is he's one of his kid is one of the kids that went missing, and he's like struggling. Him and his wife are clearly on the rocks. He's like sleeping in his son's bed instead of in his bed.
Yeah.
And he like tries to look into what's going on because he doesn't believe the police are doing enough, which is fair. But Justine becomes like, she really wants to talk to Alex, the one student who didn't disappear. And it's understandable why she wants this. And the principal is like, no, you cannot speak to this student. He's been through enough, which is fair. And it's also fair that, like, speaking to him would make her look really guilty and bad. Because she should just be keeping her distance from this whole thing. But it makes sense that she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Because she's really upset by this whole thing. And she, like, the vibe that I got is that she thinks that if she talks to him, maybe she can find something out.
Yeah, because, like, ultimately, like, yeah, she cares about finding the kids, but also, like, she's kind of being driven to this. Because, like, the world is kind of collapsed. Everyone is attacking her.
Right.
Like, on every level.
And she has no idea what happened.
Something funny I wanted to mention with Josh Brolin's character, Archer. That character, originally, Pedro Pascal was cast in that part.
Really?
Yeah, but I feel like it's a thing where it's like you have too many movies this summer.
I mean, I'm sure he could do it, but he's not really an aggressive kind of guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, Josh Brolin brought in the, like, definitely, like, conservative,
like, gruffness.
Gruff man. Like, he's like, he owns, like, I think it seems like he manages or owns, like, a construction company or something. Like he's like we see him, like, go to this house, like, he's building a house for, like, some client or whatever, and they're, like, really behind, and it's clear it's because, like,
he's fucking up because he's traumatized.
He's traumatized from his missing child. Yeah, and his sections of the movie feel the most kind of like a crime thriller thing. Because, like, I was surprised by, like, watching it. Like, a lot of this movie feels like a noir, like, crime thriller thing. Like, you ever heard of the movie Prisoners? With Hugh Jackman, Jeffrey Wright. It reminded me a lot of Prisoners. And so Prisoners is literally, it's about these two dads, these two families. The young daughters in these two families are, like, really close friends, and they go missing at the same time. These two daughters. And the movie is about Hugh Jackman's one of the dads, and, like, it's about them trying to find the. And this movie, Weapons, I felt like a little bit of ingredients of Prisoners in there as far as the thing. There's ingredients of quite a few things. But yeah, no. So after, let's see, Archer's POV. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of different POV. I think after Archer we get.
Well, the Wikipedia is not putting it in order of... The Wikipedia is putting it in order of events, not order of
so it's hard
point
to
of view.
I think it goes Paul next, the cop, and like the main thing that we get from that one is we see.
Well, we haven't gone through this yet.
Okay, you just want to go like in order of events.
I think we should, because otherwise it gets a little confusing.
Okay.
So Justine follows Alex home, the kid home, and sees that the windows are covered in newspaper, and she like looks through the window and can see his parents, and they're like still, like they're like stuck.
Yeah.
They look like they're frozen.
It's a creepy murder.
And she calls the principal and is like, a wellness check needs to be performed. And then there's like a little bit of supernatural shit where both Justine and Archer, the dad, like dream about like the kids and like and the woman, basically.
Yeah.
And Justine like is staking out Alex's house because the principal's been like, stop it. I'm not doing a wellness check. I'm not doing whatever. So Justine is staking the house out, and she falls asleep in her car. And this scene is so fucking terrifying because the creepy ass lady from Alex's house leaves the house with scissors and runs to Justine's car and opens the door and goes inside and cuts off a piece of her hair and then leaves. And Justine like has no idea that this happens.
She's asleep the whole time.
Right.
And it's just like the sound design is so perfect because we see her go up to the window, this creepy woman. And we see her go around, but we don't see her. We just hear the car door open.
Yeah.
And we're just like, nope.
No.
It's
awful.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like, that was a unique one to see the drive-ins too, because like we're in a car.
Yeah. And then there's Paul and James. So James is an unhoused man.
Yes.
Who we know that he has a heroin addiction, and he has an altercation with Paul the cop, in which Paul like asks him if there's anything in his pockets, and he's like searching him, and James is like says no, but then he has heroin needles in his pockets,
and then stabs Paul in the finger,
and Paul freaks out and then punches the guy,
fucking wallops him right upside that, knocks him out,
turns off his dash cam because he's a fucking pig, and then makes a deal with him like, hey, like, I won't do anything about this if you don't do anything about this. Don't fucking report this, and I will leave you alone, basically, but I don't want to see you around here ever again. And then Paul goes to his fucking pig boss and is like, hey, so I police brutality at somebody, and his boss is like, as long as no one reports it, it's totally fine.
Don't worry about it. We got your back.
Yeah. Right. And then James, the guy who was assaulted, breaks into Alex's house because he sees that no one's picked up the newspaper in a while.
Yeah.
But he has no knowledge of like all of the crazy shit that's been happening.
He's just here to steal stuff.
He's literally right. He just wants to buy some heroin. And while he's ransacking the place, he finds Alex's weird frozen parents and the children in the basement. And he's like, oh my fucking God. And he sees at the pawn shop that they're offering like a $50,000 reward to know where the kids are. And so he calls the police and he's like, hey, like, I don't like police stations, but how do I get this reward? I know where these kids are.
This whole section was so funny to me. So I was like, that's another thing too. This movie is surprisingly funny. And like, there's surprisingly like witty moments.
When he's like, yeah, I don't like police stations, man. Like,
could you actually drop off the money to me, and then I'll tell you where the kids are, or like,
right?
Yeah, those kids on the news. Which, by the way, I was watching a review afterwards. That actor who plays James,
Austin. It just showed it. Austin Abrams.
It's fucking what's it called? From Euphoria. It's
oh my God, that's wild.
Name from Ethan from Euphoria. Yeah, which I've always said I've always liked him as an actor, and he was real. Like, I didn't even recognize him in this movie in Weapons. But yeah, and I'm excited to see him in more stuff. Like I said, I think he would be a good Kurt Cobain if they ever do a movie. But yeah, no. So James, he tries to get it, and then he gets arrested.
Goes to the police station.
Goes to the police station. Paul sees him, and there's a little bit of a chase with Paul, and then
Paul's assuming he's there to report him.
Yeah.
Not report about the kids.
About the kids, yeah. And then when James runs back to his little encampment, his little like area, he sees Gladys. Which at this point I don't think we met Gladys, but he sees her in the distance.
In the woods, just being a witch.
Giving Pennywise a run for his money.
Right.
Hanging out there in the woods with Pennywise. And there's a really creepy scene in his tent where like he's hiding in his tent, and you see like a figure outside, and you're just like, man, your tent is gonna be able to help you. And then somebody starts to unzip it, and yeah, Paul has 3 heroin needles like ready, and then James does, and he stabs Paul, who's coming through the thing, in the fucking eye with 3 heroin needles, which is crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, no, and then yeah, basically James convinces Paul about or tells him like, we got to go to the house. The kids are in the house, and Paul clearly like kind of he's just kind of like, well, I should check out the lead type deal.
Right.
Like, he doesn't necessarily believe that the kids are actually there. But then they get to the house, he goes inside, and he doesn't come back out.
Yep.
For a while.
And James is in the police car, handcuffed.
Yeah.
During this.
Yeah. But then eventually Paul comes out and or possessed ass Paul comes out and drags Jamie inside.
Yeah.
Or James inside. I think the one of the next perspectives we get is the principal played by
Benjamin Wong.
Benjamin Wong, yeah. Which another one
Benedict Wong.
Benedict Wong, yeah. Which another one as far as like it would have been really cute. Benedict Wong, who the way his section opens is that he's going grocery shopping with his husband.
Yeah.
And they're picking and choosing, which is another like cute, like they're picking groceries, and like it's a really cute scene. That character, the principal character, was originally supposed to be played by Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh wow.
Which I'm just like, why didn't you make them a couple? They'd be so cute.
It would be cute.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, he's going to go shopping with his husband, and then this is the introduction of Gladys into the office. So like he's this wellness check that's supposed to happen. He tries to get in contact with the parents. Gladys shows up.
Yeah, and Gladys is like, well, Alex's parents are sick.
Yeah.
And Marcus is like, well, this is a welfare check. I need to make sure, like a wellness check. I need to make sure that his parents are okay.
Yeah. And Gladys, like, keeps being like, okay. Gladys is so fucking scary.
Yeah, she is.
From the moment she comes on, just like, I don't know what it is. Like, how do I put this? Old, scary white women like this.
Yeah.
Who, like, in general, and this is a part of it, who don't have any boundaries.
Yeah.
And just say what they want. So, like, it's a very specific kind of, like, old white woman thing.
Yep.
That, like, is very terrifying because they're unpredictable.
And they can get away with anything.
They can get away with anything.
And they know it.
And they know it, too. Yeah, that's the thing and that's the kind of energy.
Yeah, that's the energy Gladys has. She knows she's going to get her way.
Yeah. She knows that, like, oh yeah, at any, like, in this movie in particular with the powers, like, I can just, like, fucking make you eat your own dick or whatever, like, fucking, which, yeah, she uses her possession powers later. But yeah, so she shows up at Benedict Wong at the principal's house, at Marcus's house, saying that, like, she's sick, or like, oh, she ran over there and like, I need some water.
Yeah.
And his husband invites her in.
But you're never supposed to invite the fucking witch in.
Yep, and then the first step, she's like, oh, I need a bowl of water. Which at that point, I'd be like, okay, ma'am.
Leave.
What the fuck you doing?
But they give her one, and then she does a weird little ritual.
She cuts, what is it? Yeah, she cuts her finger, she cuts Benedict Wong, I think, takes a little bit of his husband's hair, and then, yeah, does a little ritual and possesses Marcus, like, right there. And like I said, I like how it's not flashy.
Yeah.
Like, when she does the thing, when she, like, snaps the twig and, like, causes the curse to happen, like, there isn't, like, a poof of light.
No.
Or, like, smoke or whatever. It's just, like, he's just activated.
Right.
Or weaponized, as Josh Brolin says later. And violently just, his husband, like, kills his husband.
Yeah.
Just by, like, smashing his head in with his head.
Yeah.
Which is, like, one of the first, just, like, ultra gory kind of scenes. And after that, he looks like a fucking zombie.
Yeah. And then she sicks him on Justine. Yeah,
on Justine, which, like I said, when we were watching the movie, I thought it was a really fun, the way he just instantly turns and runs.
And he's running, like, across town.
He's running across town. We get, like, a little montage of him running through, like, outdoor restaurants and, like, down the street, and, like, people, like, see him running, and he's running in the T-post thing, which I want to say, like, everybody who's possessed, when they're, like, forced to go somewhere, run in, like, this, like, little bird T-pose thing, which I want to mention, this is I had said during the movie, this reminds me of like a Shyamalan movie. Like I was getting shades of like The Happening and that, like it's something that, and I realized like what it is exactly. That I think Shyamalan and I think Zach Krieger excels at.
Yeah.
Something can be unsettling and goofy at the same time.
Yeah.
And that run, and it made me think of The Happening. Like in The Happening, when the characters get possessed by like the plants or whatever, they do this weird little backwards walk thing.
Yeah.
That like it looks really goofy, but the way
But
that
it's scary.
it's scary the way that it's presented in the movie. It's like, yeah, these people are being possessed, and like this is like their bodies being controlled, and like it looks silly, but at the same time, if you think about like if you actually saw this and like it's a fucking threat.
Yeah.
You know, like he's running goofy, but when he gets to you, he's gonna bash your brains in. You know,
Right.
and I think that's like a unique balance that like it was just making me think of that kind of filmmaking.
Yeah, and that's when Archer and Justine's like timelines converge.
Yeah.
Archer saves her basically from Marcus, and they are working together to figure out what's going on with Alex.
Yeah.
And like what's going on with this whole thing.
And then the final, and this is probably like one of the biggest stretches. After they realize that like all the kids ran to Alex's house, they
Yep.
put that together. We get Alex's POV.
And that's when everything comes together.
Yeah.
And we find out that Alex's family, his mom and dad are like, the family seems fairly normal. But then he's told that his Aunt Gladys is coming to stay with them because she's super, super sick. She's on hospice. And the dad is like, yeah, I'm like not enthused about this either, buddy, you know? And the mom doesn't seem to know her Aunt Gladys very well either. Like no one in the family knows her very well. But they feel this obligation to take care of her as she's on hospice. And so she comes to their house and she's super like weak and bedbound.
Yeah.
But then she possesses the parents, and that's
Yeah.
why we see the parents frozen later on in the movie. Like, well, earlier in the movie, but later on in the timeline.
Yeah.
And Gladys basically threatens Alex and is like, if you tell anyone at school what I'm doing here, I'm gonna fucking kill you and your parents. And
Yeah.
she demonstrates it by having the parents, like, stab themselves in the face with forks. Repeatedly. And, like, Alex is, like, 8 or 10 years old. Like, this kid, like, is terrified.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. And so he doesn't tell anyone what's going on. Gladys tells him to get something from school from every one of his classmates because that's how she needs to do the ritual. She needs something from each person. And he grabs their name tags off of their cubbies in their classroom. And Gladys uses that to basically draw all those kids to his house at 2:17 in the morning that morning, to basically feed off of them their like youthful energy or whatever,
their life force,
and that like makes her stronger.
Yeah.
And we find out that like all of these kids are like super fucked.
Yeah, they're super fucked. They're just like frozen in the basement.
Yeah.
Just like batteries for her. And it's a cool spin on just like the whole witch thing. And from this point on, we kind of just get Josh Brolin and Julia Garner show up at the house. There's a little bit of a fight with Paul. That's really scary. Paul and James. And it's really funny because James is like this, like he's just this super skinny tiny kid, and he's fighting Josh. That's another. Yeah, I guess having Josh Brolin in this role does kind of like add to the comedy of this scene, in that like James is coming at him yelling and screaming, but Josh Brolin is able to just throw this kid across the room,
right? Because
Josh Brolin is a giant man,
yeah,
or like he's a big beefy boy. I don't know. Alexa, how tall is Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin is 5 feet 11 inches tall.
I thought he was taller. Well, yeah, he's a big buff dude, and he's just throwing James around the room like nothing. Julia Gardner has a fight with Paul, and there's a crazy scene where she uses a potato peeler against his skin. Super fucked up, super great, and he's just not affected.
Right.
Like this is some strong possession magic. But yeah, so during this whole thing, Alex is there too, and he's being attacked by I think his parents, his mom in particular. And Alex, smart kid, pulls he's able to get like his hands on a twig from the magic tree or whatever, and like he's seen Gladys do the ritual like a few times at this point, and he performs the he gets he grabs her wig, her red wig,
Yeah.
and uses that as the basis for the curse, and he basically sicks all of the kids on Gladys.
Right.
And we get the ending of this movie, which is fucking insane.
And kind of funny.
It's funny. It's like, I've heard some of the reviews I've seen, some people think that it kind of goes too far, or goes too far in like the silliness realm.
I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's really entertaining. I think, here's the thing, it is funny, and so just the imagery of like this woman, this old woman in a robe running from like an army of children
Who are busting through windows and shit to get to her.
smashing through windows and walls and fences and like fucking screaming at the top of their lungs. Which, yeah, I was saying when we were watching it, like, this must have been a fun scene for the kids to film.
It really felt like a Jackass scene.
Yeah, it really did. But here's the thing, though. It's funny, that imagery, but once they get Gladys, though, it's like...
They literally tear her apart.
They literally tear her apart, and they show, like, these children...
Cool, though.
What?
It's cool, though.
No, it's cool. It's like, it's a fucking sick kill. And, you know, like, hey, she deserves it. But like, yeah, no, we just see these children literally eviscerate and tear this woman apart limb from limb, and there's like guts and flesh and shit everywhere, and it's disturbing as hell. So yeah, I think what it brings in kind of the goofiness, it equally brings in terms of being disturbing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the movie kind of ends this as far as like, this is something that I could say as far as like the closest thing I have to a complaint, I've been floating between 4.5
Yeah.
with this movie. I think when I watch it again, it's gonna go higher, just in that, like, when we watch it on the TV, I'm just gonna be able to see so much more.
Yeah.
But like, if I had a complaint, it would be that like it kind of just ends. Like she's done, and then the little kid, and then like we get the bookend narration of like, yep, and then all the kid, and then my parents were catatonic, and most of the kids were catatonic. Some of them started to speak again.
Yeah, so it's really sad because Alex has to move out of town with a different aunt.
Yeah, a non-witch aunt.
And because his parents never become not catatonic, and his parents are institutionalized, and then the voiceover talks about how some of the kids speak again, but most of them don't. And most of them just stay catatonic forever. And that is just so... The ending there is so awful.
Yeah.
Like, that's so horrible that these kids are just, like so deeply traumatized, and, like, they just, like, this like, spell, like, ruined their brains at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they experienced such deep trauma. And that's just really sad. And so in that way, the ending was just, like, really, yeah, it was really abrupt and, like, whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, I agree with you in that, yeah, no, it did kind of just end. I feel like mainly it's, like, I wanted some more resolution with some of the characters. Like, I don't know, like, maybe, like, seeing people apologize to Julia Gardner, like...
See her teaching again.
Maybe seeing, like, Josh Brolin, like, taking care of his catatonic son, or like something like that, or maybe seeing like a sign that is, you know, like a little bit more resolution with the characters, I think could have gone a long way. Although this movie, it's 2 hours and 9 minutes, which I feel like the way that they presented it, maybe you could cut the Paul storyline, as far as like if there was like a POV that not only did I not give a shit about, but I feel like didn't add a whole lot to the plot. I feel like you could cut Paul, and all of the important information that we get from Paul's, you could combine with like James's or Justine's.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, as far as like, yeah, if there were complaints there too. But yeah, that's Weapons. Definitely also worth checking out. I think, which do you think you like better, Together or Weapons?
Together, 100%.
Same thing. Together, yeah, I think more relatable. Yeah, as far as like, yeah, definitely. Oh, and something overall, just want to say, like, with the meta-narrative of this movie, we were talking about, it kind of is like a big metaphor about like, and we were talking about it when Josh Brolin and Julia Gardner made amends, like about how teachers are blamed for everything.
Yeah.
And like how shitty teachers are felt, and like how parents will be, and where it's like No, there's a larger thing
Right.
that is going against the children in the situation, and parents and teachers should work together against the
Right.
demon witches in the government.
Right. It's like, yeah, because, I mean, a lot of the time, I mean, you see it, especially now, where Republicans try to put a rift between teachers and parents, because if parents are focused on blaming the teachers for having pride flags in their classrooms, then the parents are distracted away from the fact that the government is, like, slashing children's free lunch and shit. Like,
Yeah.
the government, especially recently, has consistently shown that it does not give a shit about children and actually doesn't want children to thrive whatsoever. But the powers that be keep, like, shucking that blame to teachers when the blame is really... I mean, it's just like everything else. It's just like how we just, like... lawmakers make us hate each other instead of hating billionaires. Like, we're always directed towards the thing that's not the problem. Like, the problem is not the teachers. The problem is the fact that we as a country don't support children and support children's well-being.
Period.
But teachers are, like, the scapegoat for anything that could ever go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting to me that the cops in this movie don't seem to be doing jack shit, but most of the time the parents aren't mad at the cops.
Yeah, that's
But they're
true.
mad at her. They're mad at the one teacher.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, no, just like making her the scapegoat. Just fucking Gladys's plan. Evil government's plan.
I also think that, between the two movies... Sorry, I'm yawning. Between the two movies, Together is just a better, like, more unique story.
Yeah. No,
Like,
for
Weapons is a riff on, like, an age-old, like, witch story.
That's true. It's a unique spin on, like, yeah. No, for sure. Together's shorter. Yeah, Together's definitely tighter, but yeah, definitely a better movie. Because Together, it's shorter, it's tighter, like, everything flows into each other better. Yeah, no, but Weapons is still a lot of fun. And
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Recommend seeing it. A good time. Props.
Bring your dogs to the drive-in.
Bring your dogs to the drive-in to watch Weapons. Here's the thing. I think it is a good drive-in movie, and that, like, it has that, like, small town, outdoor nature vibe. But literally it was just the screen. Because, like, yeah, like, long story short, one of the biggest screens was easily in our line of sight from the screen we were watching on, and it was just the glare was terrible. But props. What prop do you want from Weapons?
I would take Gladys's scissors.
Those were cool scissors.
Because I want to learn how to sew, and I've recently learned that scissors, like good sewing scissors, are super expensive. So I'd take those.
Period. I'm surprised you didn't pick the evil tree.
I don't want that evil tree. I'm a houseplant person, not an evil tree person.
Not an evil demon.
I don't want the demon tree in my house.
No demon tree for me, thanks.
Also, the demon tree is probably, like, pet toxic. You know?
True.
Probably not safe.
Yeah, no, like if a leaf falls off and like one of
Yeah.
our dogs fucking
It's probably not safe.
oh no, they're gonna be running away in T-pose after
Right.
eating the tree.
Can't have that.
I
about
like
you?
Julia Gardner's teacher glasses. I don't know what it was. Like those were the most teacher glasses.
They were. She did look like a teacher.
She also had some pretty punk rock ass fucking t-shirts
Yeah.
in this movie.
True.
But I'm trying to think as far as props specifically. Fuck. Did I have one aside from the demon tree?
I don't think so. There weren't that many props in this movie.
No, yeah, not as much as like Together. There wasn't like a ring bell thing. Also, like, yeah, the sticks are just gross sticks. I wouldn't want like even a stick on the tree.
You want a bowl of water?
A bowl of water. I'm trying to think. Were there any cool costumes or cars or like maybe her witch van?
Oh, because this is a witch on the side.
Yeah. Okay. I want like a little like my Back to the Future car, like a little
Yeah.
witch mechanic. Like, this is from the movie Weapons. Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely worth checking out. Please check it out. But yeah. This has been Midnight Movie Gang. It is currently 5. What time is it? It is currently 5:58 p.m. Night Movie Gang. Thank you so much for listening. Please go to www.midnightmoviegang.com to check out our online shop of custom VHS tapes made by moi.
Hell yeah.
You can buy Get Out and Love Lies Bleeding on VHS from us. Just go to the website and click Enter the Video Store. I know you like that it's called the Video Store.
I do. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, enter the Video Store on the website. Follow us on YouTube. We just got to 300 subscribers on YouTube yesterday, so keep us going. We're this is episode 89. Let's try to get to 500 subs by episode 100.
Period.
We can do it, folks. That's a goal. We build the dream. But yeah, no. Thank you so much. Yeah, and let us know what we should talk about next. And have a nice night. Bye.
Bye.
So, here we go. With childish frustrations and complexes which the police are searching for James Thomas, believed to be the lover of Betty Williams, and her partner in the horrible murder of Walter. We grant everybody that I'm here to hold on. Oh, please tell me where this going. Please tell me. Sorry, I don't know. How hopeless have I got in here? 3 tickets to Albany on 6 o'clock train tonight. What do you mean, please? Special agent, special agent.